Well, I tell you, we got so much to cover, and we're going to run out of time here. We're not going to be able to cover it all. But one of the things I wanted to get to, because I don't think most folks got a chance to watch the CPAC speech at about 2 hours on Saturday. So I wanted to cover a couple of clips of it, and these are a little bit longer clips than what I would prefer to use. But what you'll see is how the president he tends to speak at these rallies, and it's very much of a stream of consciousness. So to the extent you're trying to clip it down to a little sound bite, you have to capture a bigger portion of it because he goes on some tangents. I think this first clip about him talking to California Governor Gavin Newsom, and then it goes into the economy, and then it goes into Never Trumpers, and it's actually quite funny. I think this one will pretty well sum up for you the way that he was speaking on Saturday.
You saw what I'm doing in California, right? They have a fast train. The fast train goes from San Francisco to Los Angeles. It's over budget by hundreds of billions of dollars. So they have a great idea. The new governor, nice guy. He is a nice guy. When I'm with him face to face, nice. When he speaks about me, not so nice. But face to face, he loves me. Called me up. He said, "You're a great president. You're doing a great job." He actually did 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. He'll probably deny it, but check the phone records at the White House. Everybody else does. Check them. Check them.
Check them.
Called me up 3 or 4 weeks ago. I think they need some forest money because, honestly, the management of the forest is very bad, and that's one of the problems they have. I said, you got to get those forests. We can't keep sending billions and billions and losing hundreds of lives, more importantly. Got to clean it up. It's called management. When a tree falls, you can't let the environmentalists say you can't take that tree out. It becomes like a matchstick, that tree. It hits a flame, it goes up. The leaves, every once in a while, you have to remove the leaves because they are so... A guy smoking a cigarette, he throws it away. He doesn't mean it. The thing catches on fire. We'll lose 400,000 acres and people are killed. You got to have management. But he called me up the other day, recently, let's say 4 weeks ago or so. He said, "I just want to tell you, you're a great president, and you're one of the smartest people I've ever met." That's what he said. Now, that's what he said. Will he admit it? No, I doubt it. But that's what he said. And you're doing a great job. And then he did start talking about, in all fairness, additional money for the fire, which is, it's okay. That's okay. We have great talks. I mean, I like him. Gavin Newsom, I like him. Nice guy. But they say things, politicians, they say things to your face. And then you see 2 days later, they're giving a news conference. It's like, where did that guy come from? Where did he come from? But everyone in this great country, right now, because of our great new economy, is doing well, except, of course, for the Never Trumpers. But they are on mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. It's mouth-to-mouth. Mouth-to-mouth. They're hanging in there, a couple of them. I mean, these guys have gotten me wrong. Not only Never Trumpers. You have Never Trumpers, you have certain hardline. They're basically dishonest people because, look, let's face it. Whether you like me or not, if my name is Smith instead of Trump, and if you told them I put in over 100 federal judges, it'll soon be 145 federal judges and 2 Supreme Court judges and 17 appellate division judges. That we've got the best economy maybe in our history, that we've got the best employment numbers and unemployment numbers in our history, that we've cut more regulations in 2 years than any president has ever done, whether it's 4, 8, or beyond, that we've taken care of our military with $1.7 billion. Think of that. Think of what we did. Think of what we did with our military. Think of the numbers that we have for our military. We have numbers, nobody's ever heard of these numbers before. And part of the problem that we have, because I'm a cost cutter, and you are all cost cutters, but we have to take care of our military. We have to.
Woo! And believe me, he kept going a little bit, but I had to kind of stop the clip there. I thought that was funny when he said we have numbers that nobody's ever heard of before.
You normally have to pay $20 to $25 for a comedy show, and that was free.
I mean, he is naturally very funny, I think. I mean, when he goes into a little bit of self-deprecation mode, like when he points out the fact that Gavin Newsom calls him up and is complimenting him, but it's probably because he's trying to butter him up and get some money from him. I mean, he's being honest. He's being self-deprecating there. And I think it's hilarious. Now, another clip that I got to play for you from the CPAC, and these were pretty close together right in the middle of his speech. And this is about a general that he met in Iraq who really made an impression on him. And I think you're going to like this clip as well.
And this is why I flew. So I met generals I didn't know. General 1, General 2, General 3. I mean, these generals, there's no person in Hollywood that could play the role. These guys are like perfect people. I said, what's your name? Sir, my name is Raisin. What the hell kind of a name? I said, Raisin, like the fruit? He goes, yes, sir, Raisin. What's your last name? Kane. Raisin Kane. I said, you got to be kidding. It's true. Raisin Kane. I just made him a big star. Just like I did with Mattis when I said, we're going to give you a new nickname, because Chaos is not a good nickname. So we changed his name, called him Mad Dog, but it wasn't working too well. Mad Dog wasn't working too well. So what happened is I flew to Iraq. I wanted to meet the people on the site because I learn more sometimes from soldiers, what's going on, than I do from generals. I do. I hate to say it. I tell that to the generals all the time. But I didn't have to go there. I didn't have to go there because I meet. And I landed this airport, the most incredible thing. We must have spent $3 billion building it. It's one of the reasons I don't want to leave Iraq so fast. I said, how do we leave this thing? So I have Raisin Kane, 3 other generals, colonels, sergeants, and I said, bring the cameras. I'm going to make a movie. This is the most incredible thing. And I said to the generals, listen, we got to get out. I want to know, why is it going to take 2 years to knock off 2 or 3 or 4%, which is what we had left? It won't, sir. I said, tell me why it won't. It won't, sir. If we attack them in a different manner, we can do it much faster. Okay, General Raisin Kane, how fast can... Sir, we can have it totally finished in 1 week. I said, 1 week? I was told 2 years. 1 week. That's right, sir. We're only hitting them from a temporary base in Syria. But if you gave us permission, we could hit them from the back, from the side, from all over, from the base that you're right on right now, sir. They won't know what the hell hit them. They won't know what the hell hit them, sir. And I said, why didn't my other generals tell me that? Why didn't they tell me that? I said, did you tell them that? Not our place to say it, sir. They come in from Washington, sir. We have to take orders. You're the first one to ask us our opinion. True. It's true. 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 So I went back and I said, I'm going to get back to you soon, Raisin. I think you're great. I like you, Raisin Kane.
What a name for a general, Raisin Kane. Mm-hmm. I love it. Wasn't that a hilarious story? I love how that's the only general that made an impression on him. It was General 1, 2, and 3, and then Raisin Kane.
You can't forget that name. But you know what's interesting is Pat George, our wonderful producer, is here right now going through the internet, and I'm watching you because I have your screen in here in the room that Morgan and I are in, and you're searching for General Raisin Kane, and we can't find anything about him except negative clips regarding Trump's speech. So we can't even find out who this guy is because that's how Google sets things up.
Yep. They've got the algorithms tuned to only play negative stuff for us.
Right. So all we want to know, we don't want to hear if it was good or bad. We just want to find out who this guy is.
I want to see what it looks like.
What does he look like? And no, we can't do it because the only stories that pop up are, oh, this was a terrible speech and blah, blah.
Well, didn't you think that was interesting, though, him pointing out the fact that I guess the standard way that the military guys are handling things is they're not asking the troops on the ground for their input as to how should we accomplish this goal.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
It doesn't, yeah.
No, because you know what? If you think about it, that's how a lot of organizations run.
Right.
And you have your people at the top, and they think that they have the answers, and they're going to set the strategy, and then you have the people that execute. And so, I mean, I've said that before. I have an example radio station years ago when Beasley does everything perfect, right? But when we were managed by a different company, and I remember they would bring people in and not know what was going on, and I would say, gosh, if you just took a little time to talk to some of the employees, you might figure out how to solve this problem.
Right. Well, isn't that interesting? I mean, we've seen a major shift in our strategy, apparently, and we've seen it be successful. And I'm glad that the president is finally bringing the troops home. I saw something recently saying we're going to start bringing the troops home from Afghanistan, and that it's going to take us 5 years to do it, to wind down our operations there. And I just think, it's already the longest war that America has ever been involved in historically. I mean, it's so much longer than our historical types of wars. It's not even funny. It's like a never-ending war. And they're telling us that the soonest that we could get out of there is 5 years from today. I mean, 5 years is longer than most of the wars we've ever fought. They haven't been 5 years long. I mean, I don't even know if the Civil War made it to quite 5 years. I think it was just a hair shy of being 5 full years. So, I mean, this idea that it's going to take us 5 years just to pull out of Afghanistan is absolutely crazy. And, of course, we didn't get to a lot of the other stuff that's going on, so we'll just quickly mention to you. You may want to go out there and look at what's going on between India and Pakistan in the Kashmir region, because they've already shot down a couple of each other's jets, an F-16 and a MiG jet that India had. The F-16s are Pakistani. They've already been shelling each other with artillery, and already dozens and dozens of people are dead over there. This could be moving towards major nuclear war. We'll be right back.